Hello, this is Ernest Burley, your certified financial planner, your chartered financial consultant, your NFLPA registered player financial advisor, your investment advisor, representative. I hold the Series 6, 63, and 7 that allow me to offer securities products to clients all across the country. I'm also your author of 2 books on money management Easy as 1, 2, 3, and Money Management from Grade School to Grad School. These books are being used in different states across the country to teach money management principles, financial planning principles, and insurance concepts to children, youth, and adults, with churches, with families doing it. So I really appreciate those who've already purchased the book and are using those books. And I'm thanking you in advance for those who are going to purchase the book in the future. They're available on Amazon, so you can go on there and just order them by the boatload. So they have to contact my publisher and say, hey, send me more books, because we're running short due to all the orders. So I ask that you do that and support that cause. I heard they're pretty good. I'm also a licensed insurance agent with over 25 years of experience in the industry, actually over 25 years of experience as a business owner and over 30 years of experience in the industry. So yeah, I've been out there quite a while doing this and also offering financial services to clients across the country. I have clients from the north to the south, from the east to the west. So state lines don't confine Burley Insurance and Financial Services from helping people in the financial services industry or the insurance industry, right? I appreciate doing that. And I love that I'm able to do it for clients across the country. I really love that. All right, so I specialize in these areas: wealth management, investing, so whether it be IRAs or 401k plans, retail brokerage accounts, or what have you. I specialize in managing those type portfolios. Also asset protection, so if you're trying to protect what you've accumulated, I specialize in making sure that you're able to do that and giving you viable options to get that done. I also specialize in growing what you've accumulated in a strategic fashion, making sure it makes sense for your goals, your risk tolerance, the purpose of the money, etc. Financial planning, I specialize in doing that also. So whether it be comprehensive financial planning or basic financial planning, whichever you prefer, I specialize in that also, and all different types of insurance. So whether it be auto insurance or life insurance, homeowners insurance, long-term care insurance, disability insurance, contractors, church policies, renters, condos, investment properties, boat policies, jewelry policies, all different types of insurance. My firm helps clients across the country in all different ways with insurance services and products. Also athlete management. So on the NFL side, I'm an NFLPA registered player financial advisor. On the NBA side, I'm an actual NBPA certified player agent. So I can get your guy opportunities to get a look in the NBA. Congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. The Heat played a great game too. So I applaud both teams, but only one team could win. And Denver Nuggets ended up being the winners this year. Okay, congratulations to them. They have an awesome team, a lot of talent. All right, so the purpose of this podcast is to educate, to enlighten you, to empower you with clear, objective, unbiased information so you can make the right decisions, some good decisions for yourself and for your family and for those who are connected to you also, right? So, whatever information you can share to help others, hey, I'm more than happy to give you that information, and I'm sure that you're more than happy to help those that you are connected to with good information, right? So today's podcast is titled, Is It Really Whole Life? Is it really? So I continue to come across more and more people who think they have a whole life insurance policy, but it's not. Either they were told they had a whole life policy and sold another type of policy, or they misunderstood what the life insurance agent said. I'm not here to point any fingers because I don't know what happened. I wasn't there during the appointment. I wasn't there when you signed the paperwork. I wasn't there when you reviewed everything at the appointment. The purpose of this podcast is to set it straight and say, okay, what do you actually have now? You already have it. You already signed the paperwork. You already have the policy, or you just started it, or you're getting information to maybe start a plan now. what actually is it that you have in place or that you're about to sign up for. That's the purpose of this podcast. It's not to bash one plan over the other or a referendum on one plan versus the other. It's not that. It's just to make sure you know exactly what you have. Sometimes I'll have people that are very adamant that they have a whole life policy. Yes, whole life is a whole life policy. Then they'll email it to me because they've been referred to me for one reason or another. They'll email it to me, and then I'll have to break them the sad news that no, it's not a whole life policy. And it ends up being universal life, which is not good. It's not good because you think you have one thing, but you have something different. I'm not saying the universal life plan is not a good plan, depending on what it is. I've done podcasts on that, so please take a look at podcasts regarding universal life. But you really need to know what you have in place and not have a shocker when you turn 65 or 70 years old and realize, no, this isn't whole life, All right, so here we go. This particular podcast is being aired to give you the tools to discern and figure out what type of plan you actually have in front of you. That's what the purpose of this is. So there are some key indicators to look out for if you're trying to figure out, hey, is this a whole life policy or is it a universal life policy? So here are 4 pretty standout-ish key indicators to let you know whether it's a whole life policy or a universal life policy. So here's factor number 1, and these are in no particular order, but here's 1 of 4. The first one is, if you see the term flexible or adjustable premium or flexible adjustable premium anywhere on that policy paperwork, more than likely it's a universal life policy. It's not a whole life policy. So when I receive these illustrations from clients or people who were referred to me, and the first thing I see on that first page is flexible adjustable premium, I know right off the bat it's a universal life policy. I still look through it, right? But that's a telltale sign of a universal life policy, flexible adjustable premium. You don't have flexible or adjustable premium for the most part in a whole life policy. It's a set premium. You can't add to it. You can't pay less. It's a set premium. It's a pretty conservative product, pretty straightforward, clear-cut type of product, the whole life policy. So if you see flexible and or adjustable premium anywhere on that paperwork, more than likely it's a universal life policy. Okay, that's point number 1. Point number 2, if you see an interest rate anywhere on that policy, an interest rate illustrated, so like 2% or 5% or 6% or something like that, with illustrations showing cash value associated with that interest rate, 9 times out of 10, it's a universal life policy. So you'll have what's called a current interest rate, and the current interest rate is going to be non-guaranteed versus the guaranteed interest rate. So if you see an interest rate, like I said, on that illustration and showing corresponding cash values based on that interest rate being paid every year into the policy, it's more than likely it's a universal life policy, okay? Point number 3, or indicator number 3, if you see 2 or 3 columns, normally 3 columns on a universal life policy, if you see multiple columns of cash value, 9 times out of 10, it's a universal life policy. So with universal life policies, there's normally a guaranteed cash value column, and then there are normally 2 non-guaranteed cash value columns. So the guaranteed column may have 2% and the corresponding cash value associated with that, because the life company is saying, hey, we're guaranteeing we can pay 2% a year into that plan, or 3%, some low interest rate, right? And then they'll have another column that's maybe 5%, and then another column that's maybe 8 or 10%. Those are non-guaranteed. Those are just saying, hey, if we pay 5% a year into this plan, this is what the cash value will look like. If we pay 10% a year into the cash value, this is what it will look like. So those are non-guaranteed columns, but normally you have 3 columns of cash value in a universal life policy. That's not typical in a whole life policy. Now, a whole life policy normally only has 1 cash value column, possibly 2. And some whole life policies, the reason why there may be a second cash value column is because some whole life policies pay a dividend. A lot do not, but some pay a dividend. So they'll have the guaranteed cash value column, and they'll have another column that has a cash value, including the dividends, which will be higher, of course, than just a regular cash value column, because the cash value is just cash value by itself. versus the other column is cash value plus dividends, and dividends are not guaranteed. So that's kind of a non-guaranteed column in the whole life policy. But a lot of policies, a lot of whole life policies don't have a dividend column because they don't pay dividends. But it's a good thing to have that column, and just in case they pay a dividend, and your cash value will be higher in that type of policy. Okay, so here we go. That's indicator number 3. Indicator number 4: if you see lapse or zero as a death benefit anywhere on the illustration, that's a universal life policy, because whole life policies don't have a zero death benefit or don't have a lapse column, a lapse row on their illustration. Universal life policies under the guarantee will show how long that policy is going to last. And then eventually you will see zeros somewhere on that illustration or lapse somewhere on that illustration on the guaranteed cash value side. Whole life is going to be continuous. It's not going to have a zero column, a zero row, or a lapse across the death benefit portion of the illustration. So there you go. Those are like 4 very key indicators. Please take a look at your policy and take a look at those 4 indicators I just reviewed. If you want, you can email it to me. We can take a look at it together. But those are 4 things you can kind of look at and say, oh man, he's right. This is a universal life policy as opposed to a whole life policy. And there's so many differences between the two, so that you really need to know which one you have. And then if you need to make corrective action, make corrective action. If you're cool, then you're cool. Like I said, I'm not saying which one is best for you or not. I'm just saying know what you have, because they are two totally different types of plans. Okay, that's it for today's podcast. Thank you so much for listening, as you do always every week. I appreciate that. The recap is, hey, just know what you have. Know what you have. And the takeaway is there are 4 key indicators to let you know what type of plan more than likely it is. And I've just gone over those with you. I'm not going to repeat those for you. You can rewind it and listen again, okay? I want to thank y'all for listening. I ask that you please forward my podcast to others. All of my podcasts are on YouTube. So my YouTube channel is just my name, Ernest Burley Jr. So you can forward that link, Ernest Burley Jr. on YouTube, to others. Ask them to tune in, forward it to your friends, your family members, your church members, your co-workers, your employers, everyone in your circle of influence. Ask them to, hey, check out this guy's YouTube channel, Ernest Burley Jr., and subscribe. So subscribe first, and then click around in there for the different topics that I have on the various podcasts, because I go over everything from like real estate. I have a podcast called Real Estate or Real Mistake. I go over whether you should buy a home or whether you should continue renting, whether you should lease a car versus buying a car, how to improve your credit score, beneficiaries versus wills and trust, infinite banking, all different types of stuff on there. So please click around in there, find out what you may have an interest in, and check it out. If you want to connect with me, very easy to do. You can go to my website, ernestburleyjr.com or ernestburley.com. And you can connect with me through there. And I have a lot of great information on my website too that I'm sure will be of help to you. You can email me, very easy to do, directly. That's ernest@ernestburleyjr.com. So it's my first name at my full name.com. Or you can call my firm, very easy. Phone number here is 301-262-2600. Again, 301-262-2600. I'd love to hear from you if you have any questions. More than happy to give you clear, unbiased, objective information so you can make some good decisions for yourself and for your family. And that's it for today's podcast. Okay, I need to read my disclosure since I mentioned that I'm a financial advisor and all this other kind of stuff. Okay, so here we go. Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc., 13621 Annapolis Road in Bowie, Maryland, 20720. That's where my firm is located. Even though I have clients all over the country, like I mentioned before, north, south, east, west, my firm is located in Bowie, Maryland. Right outside of Washington, D.C., our nation's capital. Securities and investment advisory services offered through Next Financial Group, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC. Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc. is not an affiliate of Next Financial Group, Inc. This material is not intended as an offer or solicitation for the purchase or sale of any security or other financial instrument. Past performance does not guarantee future performance. All the views expressed are those of Ernest Burley Jr., moi, and Burley Insurance and Financial Services, Inc., and not those of Next Financial Group, Inc. Next Financial Group, Inc. does not provide tax advice. And that's it. Hey, I appreciate y'all tuning in. Until next time, y'all be safe out there. Y'all take care. All right, take care.